I mean, I think actually you just talked about how you've tried to incorporate some of the styles from the mentors that you've had by making yourself available. Are there other things that you've taken from them that you've tried to put into your own mentoring style?
Yeah, I actually was I spoke with my one of my mentors yesterday, and I'm just going, in a new season of life. I moved here about almost a year ago, and just needed some insight and wanted someone to listen to my thought processes and what I was discerning. And I am always amazed at how insightful and how patient my mentors are, and how they're able to prayerfully and with care handle what I'm saying. And I think there's a skill and an art to listening that is imperative if you're going to mentor, to just really listen until you fully understand where that person's coming from. Not whether you agree with them or not, but truly being able to understand what they're saying. And so I would say that's one of the things that I've incorporated, is learning to listen. And there's a third ear, like you're listening to what they're not saying, you're listening to what they need, even what they need to hear because of what they're saying. There are a lot of things to listen to. The other thing I said I think would be being timely. There are times when my mentors have called me just at the perfect time, or they said the perfect thing at the perfect time, or they've refrained and said, you know what, I would have told you that 3 years ago, but I could hear that you weren't ready to hear that. And so they were timely in when to share and when not to share. And I think that's something that's very powerful with a mentor. And then one last thing is that they're very truthful, and they speak the truth in love. And I think a lot of people, that's a scripture from my favorite book, the Bible. But a lot of people don't necessarily live by the precepts of the Bible, but they live by the principle. And I think people know when they're hearing the truth in love. And there are times when I just need to say, Elizabeth, or you need to say, Brenda, what you're saying is wrong, and what you're thinking is not the best path. And I'm saying this because I care and I love you. And so I think a lot of my mentors have been able to speak the truth to me with the care. Because if you get the truth without the love, it's harsh. If you get the love without the truth, then it's not helpful, and it can usually lead you down paths, dangerous paths. But when you have the two together, I think that's really powerful. And a mentor who has refined that skill is a mentor that you want to keep in your back pocket. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That the person who knows you and loves you enough to speak honestly to you and can hear where you are and help you have a discovery experience is so valuable. So
Yeah, and you know that, and you know from experience, being a mentor as well as being a mentee, is sometimes you have to say as a protege, as a mentee, I give you permission to do that. Because sometimes people know she doesn't want to hear the truth, and so I'm not going to tell her because she's so closed off. But sometimes we have to just, in faith and in trust, say, Elizabeth, if you ever sense anything in my life, just let me know, because I rather a wound from you than from anyone else. And so sometimes you have to just ask and say, I give you permission to do that, whether I like it or not.
and I think that's true in a faith setting and in a professional setting, and there are so many places. I think in a faith setting sometimes we're maybe a little more set up for that. And in a professional setting, we might not be as open to kind of the personal input. Like we would think that this work mentor might give us advice professionally, but maybe not speak into our lives personally. And in reality, they see a lot of our personality if they're around us, for a good portion of our day.
Yeah, I mean, we're spending, 80% of our waking hours in the workplace. And so people are truly seeing who we really are. And that's the place where fostering those authentic relationships where there's that give and take is imperative. And if someone can do that in the professional arena, in the workplace, they are going to blossom and grow. And but I think it's something that we're afraid of, to actually let ourselves be open to people giving us that type of feedback.